Hi everyone, Tina Be Still. This is a very impromptu video that I'm making today. Today's date is December 23rd, 2021, and I am bringing to you my experience this week around the Winter Solstice energy. And on Monday, December 20th, my higher self dropped in my lap four, not one, not two, but four experiences that I was ready to handle, and it was meant for me to handle the fourth one from a place of trust, complete trust, and the first three were meant for me to handle from a place of clear communication, compassion, and love. So I was excited, to say the least, to take these opportunities to grow and expand more. And the first one that happened was about clear communication. The first three were, and the first one, for the most part, was even more about integrity of and honesty of my speech, of what I say and say what I mean and mean what I say. Honesty and integrity of my communication. And I won't go into the details, but I did that. And I have to say, when that first thing happened, I felt the fear. I felt the judgment. And it was self-judgment. That's what was interesting about it. In the past, I would see it as judgment. But it was self-judgment. But the good thing about it is I have worked on it so much in my journey that it was fleeting. I felt it rise, and then I felt the peace, because I knew what the lesson was, what the experience was. So I did that. The second situation that my higher self dropped in my lap to help us grow and expand, right? Because I'll throw this in here. Message from higher self previously has been that my higher self walks beside me and before, leading the way it must go to find itself complete. And in its quietness, there is certainty. And where is doubt when certainty has come? These are the words. I feel it. I feel the love and the gratitude that my higher self feels right now in this moment, that I connect with that message. So that's where those tears are coming from. Tears of joy. And so situation number two was another clear communication, and it had to do with my daughter. And she's 18, about to turn 19 in February. She has a diagnosis of autism. I use the label to help quickly give, those watching a quick picture of, the situation. And so she's still in my care. She lives here with me, and I have a curfew, so to speak, that we turn off the Wi-Fi and all our devices at 8 o'clock at night. Every night. And because that was something that I heard in guidance from someone who channeled a message from Jesus. And Jesus said, we recommend that you do this just to give your bodies, right, a break from that frequencies, those frequencies that the Wi-Fi needs to send that frequency. Anyway, I told Jesus, I said, I'm putting it in your hands. Show me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to say. This was a situation that I needed to have clear communication and stand strong in my boundaries, my needs, the boundaries that I need. And so I did. I handled that situation very well. And so I handled that. Check mark for number 3. And the fourth really big one, they're all big because they're all, I need to work through all of them, was our relationship came to a head. And basically, in short, she told me that she didn't like the new me. She liked the old me. And I'm not judging her at all for that. I see it with total compassion because she is religious and she is very devoted to Jesus, her interpretation and belief of Jesus' message. And so she has a good heart. Her heart's in the right place. She does the best that she knows. But when she told me that she didn't like the new me, she liked the old me, I knew that I was, on the right track. But what had happened was, because I know how she has learned to manipulate, in her unawakenedness, she's learned to manipulate, and I have always been codependent. That means I would do what I felt like she wanted me to do so that she would be happy with me. But what had happened was, I wasn't being with her as much because my guides, for the last months have been saying just keep your distance so that you can recognize what it is you're doing and what it is you really want, right? I had to stay out of that energy so that I could see that, and I finally did. That day, on December 20th, the day before solstice, the day that the 4 things were dropped in my lap, and this was the 4th thing, I called her and, she's just talking this and that, chit-chatting, and she says, oh, by the way, I'm cooking Christmas dinner, and she named off all these people that were coming, and then she said, and you can come too. And she's done this before, and I felt it immediately, but I didn't say anything, right? We went through a spiel of some other stuff, and we hung up, and after that, I knew that I was feeling something, wasn't right about that. I felt, not really insulted, but I don't know the word right now. I just felt like that was not in love. Somehow that was something else. Manipulation, her way of getting back kind of thing. Because she has resentment toward me for not going to her house all the time like I used to, for not calling her like I used to all the time. And so I sat with it, and I was just like praying. I was just like saying, asking my guides, show me what it is I need to see about this. Tell me what I need to say. Tell me what I need to do. So soon after that, a video came into my Facebook feed, and I was, and when I heard it, I immediately knew what I had to do. And it was about clear communication. Jesus, through another channel, said, You need to align your thoughts with your words, with your deeds. Deeds meaning actions. And I knew immediately that I just needed to recognize how I felt, and I felt like I had to just tell her that. So I did. I texted her, and just in very non-violent, meaning I wasn't putting blame on her, but I was telling her how I felt in like very short text. And I basically said, I feel like you invited me kind of like in a knee-jerk response, and I wondered, I'm like, would I have been invited if I hadn't called you? And of course, she had her things to say, and they totally were not reasonable. It's like she just didn't see, because she's not awake, she just didn't see her true actions, the true motivation, right? And so I handled that. I didn't mean for this video to be this long, but I wanted to share it all with you so that you have practical, real life experiences to see what is happening here, what the energy is guiding you to do, what the energy is guiding you to learn, and that what Jesus said, your actions have to line up with your words, have to line up with your thoughts, have to line up with your feelings. And this morning, before I started recording this, I was sitting at my desk and meditating, and I had this strong, I don't know, you'll see the next part of the clip, the last part of this video. That was just what I was guided to do. And it's all about compassion, and all these situations not only help me to have my clear communication and stand strong in my boundaries, which is a big one for me. And I believe it is for a lot of us. Not everyone. A lot of people are good at it already. Their life lesson is something else. But mine is about clear communication, and it's so important that I have clear communication. It's really big. I won't even go to the details. But so watch this next clip, which is the last part of the video, and you'll see kind of how I felt it all came together. So this morning, sitting at my desk, meditating, feeling deep within myself, I was drawn to do this, kind of line these figures up, some crystals, glass bluebird of hope. It just kind of happened. All these things normally sit on my desk, spread out along the front edge. And this morning, just in quietness, I kind of brought them together in this lineup. Don't know why, I just did. There was lots of energy pulsing through my body. I felt a heart expansion. It's just love is all that matters. just love.